Well, today we're going to take a look at this free 99 tiller I got. And first thing we got to do is we got to take this gas tank off so that we can clean it out, put some fresh gas in it. We want to take a look at the carburetor bowl over here and see if it's going to have any sediment in it. If it does, then we'll probably take the carburetor off and give it a good clean. And then once we do that, we'll check the oil and make sure the oil is clean. There is some oil residue here, but looks like there's a filler cap right there that somebody's broke off. So could be, like I said, a bad oil change. That oil smells good and it looks good. It's nice and clear. So that just could be from overfill, somebody not using a funnel. No telling, but this is free 99, so you really can't beat that. So let's get to taking this off first. 10mm bolts here. We're gonna do it, and then I believe there's one more in the back. So I do this best as possible without having to take off too much. I do have a 3/8 ratchet set with me and these beautiful hose clamp pliers. Just in case I need those, which I'm sure I will. There we go. I hate when you can't get your fingers in on these little small bolts and you actually gotta spin them off. Just try not to lose these. My guess is these go straight through the gas tank and then bolt down right here, and then you have the one in the back, and I just set that on top of there, and I'm probably gonna need an extension to reach that last one. And it was 10mm, normally the one you can't find, but luckily I've learned from all my past mistakes, and I try to keep everything in the cases that they go in so that I always have my 10mm. Let's try it. Nope, definitely gonna need an extension to get it in there. So came out relatively easy. Let me check this side and make sure there's not. Oh wow, so looks like there's two more inside here. Let's see if I can just stack some. Use a combination. I might have to pull this spark plug wire out of the way. And oh no. Well, that kind of blows. Of course, these aren't the easiest to get to, and they really want me to take the heat shield off in this thing, the air filter. I'm not. I try to take off as little as possible Oh boy, look at that. We got Dirt Dauber Central right here. I mean, it's a good spot for dirt daubers, I guess. Kind of out of the way, out of the sight. Probably shouldn't be smacking this like around, but now I can see the twist screw. Boy, this bolt is good and rusted. Good and rusted. And that's nice. I don't have to take this off. It's definitely being held on right there. So, one more 10mm bolt. Let's see if we can fit this down in here and not have to take off a whole lot extra. And if you guys want close up and whatnot, I don't mind getting a little closer and showing you. But I just figured nobody really is gonna want to see that. I am gonna have to take off the this gas line. It's not hose clamped on like I thought. It's it came off pretty easy. It's not going to be that easy to put back on, I can tell you that. But now I should be able to see if we can get this fitting out. Yeah. Gotta take this gas fitting off. Cool. Gas fitting. The gasket here looks like it's in good shape, so that's always good, you know. All the parts we can reuse, we want to reuse. Well, if I could just get her in there and break her loose. Problem is this little bracket here underneath this thing. Oh man, it's really rusted on there. It does not want to come off. The dirt daubers putting their mud on here. Let's see if we can get this all the way off, and then I can possibly move that. I'm just gonna have to use some brute force. I don't wanna, but man, it'd be nice to get that out the way. Is that just this will just move it where I can get to that bolt, that'd be amazing. It's part of the choke system here, so this is very important. We don't mess it up too much, but hey, that just made it move, so Now we can get in there. Should be a reminder to everybody, before you put your stuff up, if you don't want to empty out your gas tank, just turn it on and let her run until she runs it dry. Unless it's a 2-cycle motor, and a 2-cycle you want to keep the gas in. Doesn't necessarily mean that you want to run it the next season with that old gas in it, but the oil in your 2-cycle gas actually keeps all the hoses nice and lubricated. So looky there. Okay, we got another fitting that is gravity. It's a gravity feed. That's going to, that should just, that's already loose. Should just be able to pull her off and then quickly tilt her back so that we don't get all this nasty gas. Ooh, woo, that smells like varnish. Doesn't even smell like gasoline anymore. And I can see from this fitting in here, that fitting right there has sludge in it. So let's just say that I didn't want to empty this out and I just tried to crank this over. Starving. And it's not getting even in the bad gas, because sometimes these little motors are pretty resilient and they'll just go ahead and run even with bad gas. It's not a good thing to do, but they will. I've seen stuff sit for 2 or 3 years and then you're able to just crank her and she runs. Especially if you pour a little bit of good gas in it, like some 93 octane, it'll turn around. But when there's rust in there, that rust is flaking off every time this thing moves. So even if you were to put starter fluid in it and get her running, you just keep knocking sediment loose and it would just, you'd be like, what do I do? What do I do? So we're gonna take that fitting off so that we can get it. That's why that line wasn't on. The band clamp is broke, so we'll replace that. We were probably gonna pull this line completely off and then we'll blow it out just to make sure there's nothing in it. I'll probably do that at work because they got a bigger air compressor than I have. So there will be a part 2 to this video. I'm gonna try to keep it short. Some of my videos have been long and I'm not very good at editing. So I'm gonna keep this one kind of short. We got the main problem off, which was the gas tank. As soon as we get that gas tank cleaned, we can then drop this carburetor bowl, which we can do real quick. So I think I can feel that is also a 10 millimeter. So let's go ahead and take that off real quick and we'll see what kind of sludge and sediment's in the bottom of this bowl. There's definitely, oh my goodness, that smells like paint thinner. Definitely not good gas. And yeah, I probably should be wearing gloves, but that's not bad. A little dirty. A little bit of sludge. Nothing crazy. Just some sediment. in there. So this will clean up real easy, real nice, real fast, like MB Construction says. Always professional. So that's good news. That means we shouldn't really have to mess with the carburetor too much, which is great, because as soon as you start messing with the carburetor, that's pretty much it for the carburetor, unless you really know what you're doing. And I'm not gonna say that I know exactly what I'm doing with the carburetor. I drove a lot of carbureted vehicles, but they're very finicky and you have to be very precise. And I don't have any feeler gauges, or, you know, I'd have to do some research and whatnot. Make sure I get everything set correctly. But it doesn't look like we got to do anything crazy with the carb. Like I said, we'll just blow that line. We'll run some starting fluid through everything just to get it all nice and, you know, clean whatever is in there. But that's a very good sign that that bowl is not that dirty. And yeah, everything looks good. I can see through the hole, so that's awesome. This does have a gas shutoff, so I'm not quite sure why nobody shut the gas off when they put this up, but it is what it is. Well, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and disposed of, and we'll be back tomorrow to see if we can get this thing started.